You're killing me, man. So let's take a look at it. Looks like we're off slightly. Let's see if you're ready to have a good laugh today. I don't know if anybody's worth their weight in dog manure anymore, to be honest with you. I don't know how an average person who doesn't have a tremendous amount of skill at doing anything other than normal things can get anything done, doing anything at any time, especially with an RV. Yesterday, I forgot all about one thing. I'm saying I'm done. I'm not done. I have to put my 2 new doors on that are going to replace the tall doors. So I had ordered these up. I gave them the measurements. And of course, the width stayed the same. I needed to figure out what I needed for a height. I've checked down there. Looks like it's going to work out just fine. Excuse me. So the next thing to do was I took up the, into the shop, I took up the tall doors, took off the hinges, and for anybody that's not familiar with the setup, we have a drill hinge inserter over there. It drills and will insert the hinges. I'll show you how that's done. But once those are pressed in, to get them out is really a challenge. You can do a relief drill on the side so it opens up the hole and take them out, because you do need them to put in the new hinges. But instead, these are the hinges that we're going to use. They are the ones that were down there. And I saved some of these inserts from old hinges, so I just put on some new ones. The next thing I have to do is set this up. It runs off of air and electric. The air runs this unit up and down, and the air runs the unit up and down, and the electric runs the bits. And if you can see, I don't know if I can show you this, but that drills everything all at once. So there's, let's see if we can get under here. Here we go. So you have the 2 side bits that'll bore and the center that'll bore. These are made so that when you go to push your door in to do the top on one side, you just push in like that. Then this piece will come down, and then you do that and you drill the bottom hole. So they're all set up. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to do a test. I want to just touch the bit, get a center mark on it, and see where we're at. It's been a while since I've used this, so I have to think a little bit. So what we're going to do is one button will run this down, and you can go all the way through the cycle, or you can stop anytime you want. Again, I just want to hit and see where we're at. Okay, now I have a center mark. So you say, why are you drilling that door? I actually have 2 doors that are not correct. They came in, they were too dark. This is one of them. And it's not the ones that we'll be using. So I'm using it as a test or a sample piece. And 3 9/16 is what I'm looking for, and we are just about there. It's not exact down there. It's going to be close enough, and the hinges have adjustment up and down. So the next thing I wanted to see is how far we are off the back edge, because that is also an adjustment. We're looking at just about 1/8, just a touch over 1/8. We'll measure up the door here. I know you can't see what's going on, because that makes a difference on the placement of the hinge. Plays a role in your adjustment. I think we are golden. We're ready to drill. So I don't need to go any further with this. We can drill now the doors that we're going to use. These are the doors that we're going to use. And now if you just take a second and look at them, remember on doors you'll never see the bottom of them. So if you had any kind of something that you don't want to see, you'll turn them over. It definitely looks better. And you just take a look at everything. Match them up, because once you drill them, you live with it. This one looks good either way. So I think we're going to go just like that. And so I'm going to mark them with a piece of tape. Left, right, top. So this one's going to be the left. and top. That way, I'll know where to put my handles on after too. And this one's going to be the right door. Top. Okay. Good. All right, now we can go bore our hinges. So by orienting the door, we know the hinges are going over here, and this is the top. So we'll go just like that. Push that in against there. Now this time we're going to go all the way through. And the air blows that out. Then we're going to take one of our hinges, put this down, and we're going to insert it. I have to keep thinking because I haven't done this in a while. And they go this way, right? Okay. So now when that goes down, that's going to push that right in. So what happens when you bring this down is it cuts the drills, and it'll simply bring this down and won't do any more than that. So let's take a look at her. Looks like we're off slightly. How come? It's not fitting in there just right. They're not Salici hinges. And it doesn't fit the base properly. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Okay. That worked. Okay. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. See, so that's correct. I have to keep thinking about what I'm doing because I haven't done this for a while. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to have to get this out of the way. Bring this one over to here. And then if we bring this back, it never really clamped it the last time. Bring that over there. And clamp it. Okay, that'll hold the door in place. Bring this up. I'm not only talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Now this time it'll bore. This machine is made for Salici hinges. I don't know what brand these are, but the drill pattern looked close enough. And it is. You just got to line them up a little better. They don't fit exactly in like the Salicis do. And that's what happened the last time. I think that's about it right there. Just try to center it on it. Let's see what happens here. Down we go. Okay. Release the clamps. And now we have two hinges in there. And this door is ready to go on. The last thing to do will be to drill for the handles. Okay, let's do the next one. Obviously, the hinges were offset on the tall doors, but because these are so short, I think I want to put them right there. And there's a drawer to the right and a drawer to the left, so it's not like we're lining up with any other handles. I think that might look the best. Instead of doing that, we'll do this. What I've done is I've set up my handle jig, And the way that I did that was I just used the holes on the other that are already drilled. They're centered. They're just not in the right location this way. So what we're going to do now is find the center of this. The easiest way to do it is a self-centering ruler. And we'll put a center mark on it. 6 1/16, 6 1/32, 6 1/32. And there's our center mark. So we have a center mark. We have this jig set up, but it needs to be located top to bottom. So what we're going to do here, as you can see, we have a center mark. I hope you can see. That's why I put that piece of tape here. Okay, we're centered. Put a stop. Now this jig, because it's centered now, can go from top or bottom and will be proper. So now what we're going to do is set this on like so. This should be centered this way. I hope that they had it centered. We're following their lead. And as long as I stay up against that stop and bore my 2 holes, the handle will be in the same location as it was before. So we need a chip break so that when we drill through it's nice and clean. I should be able to just set it on there and bore down in. This is going to be too easy. Okay. So we want to be against our stop this way and that way. Okay. Move on down the line here. That's it. Make sure nothing moved. Okay, let's see how that worked out. They look pretty good. See if we can't get that screw started by hand. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's the left-hand door. So I'll duplicate that, meet you down in the back, and we're going to throw these on. Welcome to today's little RV repair tidbit. And today we're going to be talking about what do I do with a screw hole that's been stripped, right? You can repair it. I'm going to show you 3 different ways on how you can repair it. Very simple, straightforward. You can do it, I'm sure. All you need is... well, I'll show you what you need to do it. And it happens all the time. You know, they build all of these things quickly. You got to get them out. We got to make money, get the next piece of junk in and get it out. But they don't pre-drill holes. And that's one of the major factors in stripping things out. They don't pre-drill a hole and then they ramrod a screw in and then they put it in too hard and they strip the hole. But I'm going to show you how to fix it. Not a problem. And then your project will become a success. One of the ways to repair the hole is to use a dowel. And I can't tell you the right size dowel because it all depends on what size hole you're working with. You need to get a dowel that's bigger than the hole. And then you're going to take a razor blade knife. I mean, it's a common tool. Most folks have one. And just kind of make it tapered in the front there. But if you notice, I'm not tapering it all the way because I want this to go in hard. And then usually what I'll do at this point is I don't want all of this, so I'll just cut it. If you score it, it should snap right off. Boom. That way we're not trying to bang in this large piece. Then we'll take a little glue, we'll put it in the hole. Of course, it's easy to put it in this way because this thing's laying down. But if you were working on a vertical surface, then you can just put it on here. Hope I'm still in frame there. And then you're going to take and put that in the hole, and then you're going to bang it in. Now we want that to go in hard, and we want it to go in deep into the hole so that we get wood down inside. We don't want it just up at the top. Then you're just going to take and score around the outside of this, and then she'll break right off. That's it. That takes care of that. That's one method. The other way to do it would be to take some toothpicks. Okay, another thing that you might have, maybe you don't have dowels kicking around. And then you're going to take and put your toothpicks in. I can't tell you again how many, because it depends on how big the hole is, but you'll take and put those in. What I would do with these is I'd probably cut off, I don't use them all that much, but they certainly work, especially with a smaller hole. It's not my preferred method, but you take that and stick them right in, and maybe one of them's got to go the other way. Whatever works. Put some glue in there. So basically we're doing the same thing. We're just gluing wood in, and it's important. We want wood to be in there. You don't want to use wood filler or anything. Bang them in. Get that in nice and tight. If that's not enough, get another one, bang it in. And then you're just going to go around and you want to score here and then snap them off. You want it to be as flush as possible. It's going to help when you go to put in your other piece. Now, if that's not enough, you can always take one of these again. If you can see that it could use a little more, like that's got a spot right there. We'll put a little dab of glue in there. We'll take the pointed end. Oops. Bang that in, and then cut that off, right? Same thing. Boom, and gone. All right. Now, the last one is, and I've used this out on jobs a lot when something happens, I didn't have any more dowels with me. I'll go to the table saw, I'll just rip out a piece, okay? I only left it on here because I wanted to show you what I was doing. And then, you know, if you got a chop saw with you, just go over and chop it. I'm making believe I don't. I do, but I'm making believe I don't. Now, that's not what you want. See what just happened there? I want that to be flush on that end. That's going to be the end I'm going to bang on, and we want it to be flush. There's nothing perfect about this world that we're dealing with here. So that's too big, obviously. You already know where we're going with this. You're going to take now and trim this down. And this doesn't take long. And the more of these you do, the better off, or the better you get at it, just like anything else. It's practice. But you can see we're making a wood dowel real quick. And maybe this piece was a little big that I cut out on the table saw. Again, I can't tell you what size anything is because you're going to go according to whatever size hole that you have. But the important thing here is to taper it down, just like we did with the dowel. The dowel is really the preferred method. It's the easiest, but I don't know, maybe you're not living near a hardware store where you can just run down and get a dowel. And besides, just saying, I got one hole to fill. What do I need this 3-foot dowel for? What am I going to do with the rest of it? So this would be the other way to do it. You know, if you got a piece of wood hanging around, some people do, some people don't. Not everybody's a woodworker. So I'm giving you different methods. Most people would have wood toothpicks. And so that might be the ticket for you. And they'll all work. Again, we're just about there. Test it. It's just a little bit large. So, you know, nothing perfect about this. We just need to get it in, let the glue take over. And then you're going to leave the hole for about an hour. So we're going to play pretend on the time. Okay, that'll go in. We'll glue that in. Could have probably tapered it a little more because I don't think it's going to go in as deep as I really want it to. But you're getting the idea of how to do this. Fill a hole with wood. And then we're going to go around and score it. We're not trying to cut it off. We're just scoring it all the way around. And then she'll break. Okay? And then, you know, if it's sticking up a little much, well, flatten it. And that's it. The next step, again, we're playing pretend here. we're going to pretend that this has dried an hour, okay? Because if you don't, you can just pull the wood right out of there. But then we'll go back and we'll drill it. Now I'm going to use a self-centering bit because I'm pretending that I'm fixing let's say that I'm fixing a hinge hole, right? So I would go through the hinge cup and center the hole. And there you go. Take your screw, because that's now the proper size for a number 6 screw. Boom. All the methods I just showed you to fill a hole will all work and give you success. You just need to fill it with wood, make sure you use enough glue, let it dry for an hour, pre-drill the hole, that's important. Don't go ramrod. Don't do the same thing that everybody else just did. And you don't need a Vicks bit, or that's the name brand, but a self-centering bit. You can use a regular bit. Use the proper size for whatever screw you're working with. Pre-drill the hole, and you'll end up with a success. That's been your little RV repair tidbit for today. It is the moment of truth, where we see if things are going to line up the way they're supposed to. So we're going to have some screw holes, and if we've drilled properly, then they're going to be where they need to be. And then we'll have to drill the others. And these hinges have adjustment on them, so it's not like one and done. You get a little bit of room there. Ooh, I just didn't take that into consideration, but there wasn't much I could do about it, and we made it anyway. Okay, so that's the original. Now that's right where it goes. We're going to take a self-centering drill bit and pop the holes in for the bottom, and if we put them in the center, then we'll have adjustment up and down. Why is that doing that? I was having trouble with this the other day. I don't know what's going on there. It's not acting properly. It's almost like the bit slipped up inside. So I may not have drilled in as far as I normally would, so we'll just go easy. Introduce the screw slowly. Okay. What is going on with this thing? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. All right. Well, we're going to have to just get by with it. I'm not making an adjustment at the moment. I was having trouble with this on the dishwasher yesterday, and I didn't know what was going on. Okay, so we've got some adjustment up on it, and we're going to be golden. All right, put the other one in. So I'll duplicate that on the other side, and then we'll put the magnets in. Let's see if you're ready to have a good laugh today. These are the original doors they sent me. The color doesn't match, but the size is correct. This is the second set of doors that we put the hinges on, which I didn't measure because I checked the first ones. They're almost 1/8 of an inch larger. I don't know if anybody's worth their weight in dog manure anymore, to be honest with you. Okay, so what I said to my wife was, I don't know how an average person who doesn't have a tremendous amount of skill at doing anything other than normal things can get anything done, doing anything at any time, especially with an RV. That's it for my rant. So now, because I'm a cabinet maker, which everybody's not, and I get that, because other people are other things that I'm not, but because of what we're dealing with, I need different hinges. It's either that, or drill the doors that are the wrong color and put them on. And in the end, I might have to do that. It's too much. All the time. It's all the time. People run across it all the time. So I have some that are 5/8, but they're not going to be self-closing. So it's going to be some kind of a compromise, I guess. I don't think I've ever done a project without getting pissed off. So these are 1/2 inch. So that won't do me any good. And the other thing is, the hinges are 1/2 inch overlays that they used, but they're exactly 1/2 inch when you're extended all the way out. Now, that doesn't give you much room for error. So I know you couldn't see me over there, but they're self-closing when they get to a certain point. Boom, they go in, but they're not soft close. But that would give me the adjustment that I need more than likely. It's either that or drill the other doors and see what they look like without putting the handles on. I don't know. Just thinking my way through it and figuring out what's the best way to go. Yeah, I mean, look at the difference there. It's almost 1/8 of an inch on each door. I don't know how you think that can be acceptable. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these 2 doors downstairs, and I'm going to hold them right where they're going now with the shadow and everything and see what it looks like, and then I'll be back. So just to show you a comparison here, these are the original doors that came into me, which I can see where I went wrong. I checked these. Color was wrong, size was right. I reordered them, and I said, we'll check the color when they come in. And I did, and the color was good. So I said, we're all set. I didn't double check everything. So here we are. There's your difference between the doors. And so I'm quite sure these are going to go right on because they're the same size as the others. I couldn't figure out why they weren't making it until I took some measurements. So I have 2 choices to make. Take the hinges off of here, which are 1/2 inch overlays, and soft close, and put 5/8 on there that I have, which are self-close but not soft close. Or drill these doors and put these hinges on it. And then if I do that, they'll be soft close like everything else. So I went down and I showed them to Sue where they're going. If you hold them up to the opposite side cabinets, the uppers with the light right on them, you can see the big difference. When you put them down by the dishwasher in the shadows where it's going, they actually look all right. I agree with her. So she made the decision. Drill these, we'll be fine. So what I don't want to do, because if I don't ruin these doors, I can still do something else by putting the other hinges on. So I'm going to leave the tabs in there and just take the hinges out. And then we'll go from there. And then I could always do something different if this didn't work out. But if I drill them and take those, press in those inserts, then that's it. Everything's done at that point. Okay, so the decision's been made. That's what we're going to do. Although I might do one thing in between. I might just take and change those hinges, go down and show them, see what she thinks, and then I can always drill it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to swap them out. Well, I got some great news. I should have some great news after that rant I had. So the doors that are too wide, but the right color, I changed the hinges on them because I said, and I think I set it up in the shop, it's easier to swap them out, try it. And I did, and they're fantastic. The overlay's great. Well, I'm putting bumpers on them. We're no longer using magnets because the magnets are all cracked and broken and half of the metal has come out of them. Again, I don't want to go into another rant, but we're gonna not use them because we Velcro everything, or Sue does, before we leave. So we're just gonna put bumpers on it. So what we're lacking here now, after everything's all said and done, we're going to be lacking soft close. And we're gonna live because they're self-close, they're just not soft close. And this is a limited access area. If it was one of the others, well, I would reconsider the way I'm thinking. This is not going to matter. Everybody's going to be happy. Sue, you happy?
Yes, I am.
She's happy. She was happy to get a dishwasher. Anything else is like, whatever it is, I don't care.
It looks finished.
She doesn't rant like I do. So I don't care about that noise when they shut. I don't care about that at all. I just want to make sure that they shut. Soft close, we don't need to have that over here. So in the end, it's a success. But boy, I'll tell you, getting these successes is it's a challenge. My next thing is I'm putting the washer and dryer in up front. I don't think that's going to be quite as, no, I don't want to jinx it. I'm not saying any more about it. Okay. That's it. This project is a success. And there you go. So thanks for joining me. And if you could, and you made it this far, I'm going to try to keep this short. Go give it the old up yours. Don't do it for me. Do it for YouTube. They love that sort of thing. And maybe you'll subscribe. That would make me happy because this channel could use more subscribers. And until the next time, I'll see you on the next video.